Imagine this. You open a bag of Lay's chips, and before you know it, you've eaten half without even noticing. Each chip is thin, crispy, and salty, almost addictive. But have you ever stopped to think, how are these chips actually made? What kind of modern food technology turns an ordinary potato into the most famous snack on Earth? Well, today we're going to walk straight into a Lay's factory, follow the journey of a potato from the field to the shiny yellow bag, and uncover the science, engineering, and secrets that make Lay's the global snack giant it is today. It all starts, of course, with the potato. But not just any potato will do. Lay's doesn't simply buy random potatoes from the supermarket. The company works with thousands of farmers around the world, cultivating special potato varieties bred specifically for chips. These varieties are chosen for their high starch content, consistent size, and golden flesh. They aren't meant for baking or mashing. They're engineered to fry perfectly into thin, crisp slices. Farmers sign contracts, fields are inspected, and even soil quality and water sources are monitored. Every potato destined for Lay's must meet strict specifications before it even reaches the factory. Once harvested, the potatoes are transported to Lay's processing plants. Picture massive trucks filled to the brim with mountains of golden brown tubers, rolling toward facilities that look more like high-tech labs than kitchens. At the factory gates, each load of potatoes undergoes quality checks. Inspectors measure sugar levels, starch levels, and moisture content. If a batch doesn't meet standards, it's rejected on the spot. Consistency is king because one bad potato could ruin the taste of an entire batch of chips. Now comes the first step of transformation: cleaning. Potatoes straight from the ground are dirty, covered in soil, and sometimes with small stones attached. Inside the plant, they're dumped into enormous rotating drums that wash them with jets of water. Brushes scrub away dirt, while flotation systems separate stones from potatoes. What emerges are clean, gleaming tubers ready for peeling. Peeling may sound simple, but here's where modern food technology shines. Lay's uses steam peelers, massive machines that blast potatoes with high-pressure steam. The heat loosens the skin in just a few seconds, and then jets of water blast it off. This method is faster, uses less water, and preserves more potato flesh than traditional mechanical peeling. After peeling, a camera system scans each potato, identifying defects like dark spots or green patches, and robotic arms remove them. It's quality control at lightning speed. Next comes slicing. The peeled potatoes are fed into high-speed rotary slicers, equipped with razor-sharp blades. These machines can slice thousands of potatoes per minute into paper-thin rounds, each about 1.5 millimeters thick. The precision here is critical. Too thick, and the chips will be chewy; too thin, and they'll burn. The slicers are calibrated down to fractions of a millimeter to guarantee uniformity across millions of chips. Once sliced, the potatoes take a quick dip in water. Why? To wash away excess starch. If left on the surface, starch would cause chips to stick together in clumps. By rinsing them, Lay's ensures that every slice fries evenly and separately. This is followed by blanching, briefly boiling the slices in hot water. Blanching not only helps remove even more starch, but also gives the chips a consistent golden color when fried. Now we move to the heart of the process: frying. This is where magic truly happens. Conveyor belts carry the potato slices into massive fryers filled with hot oil, usually sunflower, corn, or canola oil, chosen for its neutral flavor. The temperature is carefully maintained at around 180 degrees Celsius. As the slices hit the oil, moisture rapidly evaporates, leaving behind the airy, crunchy structure that makes chips irresistible. This process happens fast. Within 2 to 3 minutes, soft potato slices transform into golden, crispy chips. But consistency is everything. Too much oil, and chips turn greasy; too little, and they're hard. That's why the fryers are equipped with sophisticated sensors and computers that control oil flow, temperature, and frying time down to the second. Even the bubbles in the oil are analyzed. If the oil foams too much, it signals problems with moisture content. Once fried, chips move onto vibrating conveyors that shake off excess oil. They're then passed through an air-drying tunnel where cool air removes the last traces of surface oil. This step ensures the chips don't stick together and helps keep fat content consistent across every bag. Now comes the flavor. This is where Lay's sets itself apart because flavoring isn't random. It's chemistry and art combined. As chips move along conveyor belts, they enter giant rotating drums. Inside, a misting system lightly sprays seasoning powder onto the chips while the drum tumbles them, ensuring every piece is evenly coated. Classic flavors like salted or barbecue are made with simple mixes of salt, spices, and natural flavors. But modern Lay's factories can switch seasonings in minutes, producing everything from sour cream and onion to exotic regional flavors like masala, wasabi, or Peking duck. Behind each seasoning blend is a team of food scientists and flavor chemists. They analyze consumer preferences, test hundreds of formulas, and run sensory panels where people taste and rate different versions. Even the way salt crystals dissolve on the tongue is studied, because flavor isn't just about taste, it's about timing. That burst of salt when the chip first hits your mouth, followed by the slow release of spices, is all carefully engineered. Once flavored, the chips need to be packaged, and packaging technology is just as advanced as the cooking process. Chips are delicate, too much pressure, and they break into crumbs. To solve this, Lay's uses nitrogen-flushed bags. Inside the packaging machines, chips are weighed and portioned by electronic scales that drop exactly the right amount, say 28 grams for a small bag or 200 grams for a family pack. Then, before sealing, the bag is filled with nitrogen gas. This creates a cushion of air that protects the chips during shipping and keeps them fresh by preventing oxidation. That's why when you open a bag of Lay's, it seems half full of air. It's not air, it's nitrogen. But freshness is more than nitrogen. Each bag is made of multiple layers of materials: polypropylene, aluminum foil, and polyethylene, designed to block light, moisture, and oxygen. Without this, chips would go stale in days. With it, they stay crunchy for months. At this point, the chips are ready for distribution. Automated robotic arms stack the sealed bags into cartons, which are then loaded onto trucks. From there, they head to supermarkets, corner stores, and vending machines around the world. Lay's operates factories in more than 40 countries, each adapted to local tastes and regulations, but all following the same meticulous process. Now let's zoom out for a moment. Lay's isn't just a snack. It's a symbol of how modern food technology can mass produce something consistent, safe, and addictive. Think about it. Billions of bags are sold every year, and each one tastes almost exactly the same. That level of uniformity requires incredible precision, from farming to frying to packaging. But it also raises questions. How does Lay's balance mass production with health concerns? After all, chips are high in fat and sodium. In recent years, the company has invested in lowering sodium levels, experimenting with healthier oils, and even developing baked versions of chips. They've introduced portion-controlled packaging and new flavors that cater to changing dietary preferences. It's an ongoing balancing act between consumer demand for taste and societal pressure for healthier snacks. Another innovation worth noting is sustainability. Food production at this scale consumes enormous resources: water, energy, and packaging materials. Lay's has started implementing technologies to recycle frying oil, reduce water usage in potato washing, and develop biodegradable or recyclable packaging. Some factories even use potato peels to generate biogas, powering parts of the facility itself. So the next time you crunch into a chip, remember the journey it took. grown in carefully managed fields, washed and peeled with precision, sliced and fried with cutting-edge technology, seasoned with science-backed flavors, and sealed in nitrogen to arrive fresh in your hand. Behind that simple crunch is a massive network of farmers, engineers, scientists, and machines working together in perfect harmony. And maybe that's why Lay's has become more than just a snack. It's comfort food, party food, road trip food, a global language of crunch that connects people everywhere. Whether you're in New York, Mumbai, or Tokyo, the sound of a Lay's bag opening is instantly familiar. But let's pause here and appreciate something fascinating. Lay's isn't just food, it's culture. The brand has mastered the art of adapting its chips to different regions. In the United States, classics like barbecue or sour cream and onion dominate. In India, you'll find flavors like magic masala or chili lemon, designed to match the country's love of spices. In China, unusual varieties such as cucumber or hot and sour fish soup exist, while in Japan, you might see Lay's featuring flavors like seaweed or grilled squid. Each one reflects not only local palates, but also deep research into consumer psychology. In fact, flavor launches are tested with thousands of taste testers before they ever hit the shelves. If one region dislikes even the smallest aspect, too spicy, too mild, too bitter, the recipe is reformulated. This global flavor diversity makes Lay's something more than a snack. It's a cultural ambassador. You can travel across the world, pick up a bag, and get a taste of that country's food preferences, neatly packed inside the familiar yellow branding. It's a subtle but powerful way of connecting people to local identities while maintaining a global standard. Few other foods have managed to strike that balance so perfectly. Now let's talk about science again, but not just food science, behavioral science. Because if you've ever wondered why you can't stop after just one chip, there's an explanation. Lay's, like many snack brands, takes advantage of the bliss point, a perfect balance of salt, fat, and crunch that maximizes pleasure in the brain. Neuroscientists and food engineers have studied how textures and flavors stimulate dopamine release, making chips almost impossible to resist. That addictive crunch you hear when biting into a chip, that sound is as much engineered as the taste itself. Studies show that louder, crispier bites are associated with freshness in the mind of the eater. That's why chips are designed to shatter in the mouth with an audible crack, reinforcing the sensation of satisfaction. And let's not forget the role of marketing. Lay's global campaigns are carefully crafted to link chips with emotions: fun, sharing, comfort. From the slogan, "Betcha can't eat just one," to celebrity endorsements, the brand has positioned itself not just as a snack, but as an experience tied to social moments. Watching a movie, hosting a party, or even just relaxing at home, Lay's chips are presented as the perfect companion. That emotional connection keeps consumers loyal, even when healthier alternatives flood the market. But with great popularity comes great scrutiny. Nutritionists often criticize chips as junk food: too much fat, too much sodium, and empty calories. And while those critiques aren't wrong, Lay's has made efforts to innovate in healthier directions. Reduced salt versions, baked chips with less oil, and even vegetable-based blends have been introduced. The challenge? Consumers overwhelmingly prefer the original fried version. It's a reminder that taste often trumps health when it comes to snacking. And food companies are constantly walking the fine line between indulgence and wellness. Interestingly, Lay's production technology is also shifting toward automation and artificial intelligence. Modern factories are introducing AI-powered sorting systems that can detect imperfections in potato slices with greater accuracy than humans. Smart fryers automatically adjust oil temperature in real time to keep every batch consistent. Even packaging lines are monitored by machine vision systems that detect leaks or misprints on bags. This level of precision ensures that errors are minimized and production can run continuously 24/7 to meet global demand. Speaking of demand, let's put it into perspective. Every year, Lay's sells billions of bags of chips across more than 200 countries. That's millions of tons of potatoes transformed into snacks. Imagine the scale of logistics, contracting with farmers, transporting raw potatoes, managing storage, running factories, and shipping finished products around the world. It's a supply chain marvel, one of the most finely tuned in the entire food industry. So here's the takeaway. The next time you open that shiny yellow bag, think about the science, the farmers, the flavor chemists, and the machines behind it. Because Lay's isn't just about potatoes and salt, it's a masterclass in modern food technology. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes journey, give it a like, share it with your snack-loving friends, and subscribe for more stories that peel back the curtain on the everyday foods we take for granted. And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite Lay's flavor? And which one do you think deserves a video next?